From Vertex Minerals, we have Executive Chair Roger Jackson, who is fresh off of a charity bike ride to raise money for rural schools. Good on you, Roger. But you're here for updates on the Reward Gold Mine. Now, we understand you are selling a few $100,000 worth of gold each week at the moment. And although there have been some delays, you have been stepping in with countermeasures. Can you please catch us up to date?
Well, that's right, Danielle. Yeah, we're producing gold, but it is a ramp up. It always has been a ramp up. And we have been developing underground in our Reward gold mine. It was very well developed in the past. We did inherit a lot of development with the Reward shaft, 260-metre shaft, and the adit that's there. We've now built our new plant and Gecko gravity plant, and we've been developing the underground not only to access our stopes that we've got in our mine plan, but also to open it up so that we can make it a mine that can be mechanically mined rather than handheld mined. And so that takes some time and takes some work, but we have been probably slightly delayed in our ramp up to getting into high grade gold because the fact that some of our underground development was underwater, and we pumped the water out, but we felt it looked good initially, but I guess the rock underwater, once it dried out, became a little bit unsafe, and not bad, but nonetheless, in this environment now, being a very difficult environment to work in underground, we try to make it as safe as possible. So we've gone over the top and made sure that our ground is very well supported, and we've done that all through our mine. So that's held us up a bit, and some other minor factors, including ventilation and equipment arriving for that, and our communication lines, some equipment that was a bit slow to arrive. But now that's all happening, and we're all moving ahead, and we're looking forward to getting into some of these stopes sooner than later.
Hey, safe and steady wins the race. Roger, can you tell us a bit more about what the immediate future of ramping up looks like?
Yeah, sure. Look, one of the things that you do in an underground mine is you need a number of fronts to be mining from to get enough ore out to feed the mill. And part of that is working your way into those stopes, getting them prepared to be mined, which means providing power and air and electricity to each area that you're going to be developing, and at the same time you're also making it safe. So we've now into decline 3. We have three decline fronts that we're going to be working from in the future. We're working on 1 and 2 with development, but 3 is now being mined in earnest in some production ore. We're going to be working on some other fronts, which is some long hole stoping. We already have pulled down one long hole stope, but we are waiting our remote control loader to pull that dirt out, or that ore, because it's not a best practice to use a conventional loader where you have a human being underneath a big pile of rock. We use a remote control loader to do that, and we're just waiting on the software to be completed on that loader, and that's probably next week. At the end of next week, that'll be done, and we'll be in to mine that material out, and that's already been drilled and blasted. And then we have the amalgamated bypass development, which is in ore, so that'll be bringing out material. And then we have some air leg stopes that we're working on above the adit. So multiple fronts, Danielle, and all ramping up to the point where we're producing 1,000 ounces of gold a month, and then into next year where we'll move to a couple of thousand ounces a month.
That's all very exciting, and we know that you're also looking to expand the footprint of your current mineral resource and or reserves. Can you tell us what sort of timeline we're looking at for exploration works?
As soon as we are in production of our stopes and all our resources are being utilised, properly, and we don't need to use some of our equipment that will be needed to help the drillers out and getting started. We'll do that, which is 6 to 8 weeks away. We'll be into drilling, maybe a bit longer, but as soon as we've got our mining up and running and we're really pushing out ounces, we want to press the button on our drilling. And as you said, we've got a lot of very, very impressive targets to hit. In fact, they're more than targets. We know that there's going to be gold there. It's just drilling to see how much.
Well, things are shaping up very nicely, Roger, and we're very excited to get you back again soon.
Thanks, Danielle. Pleasure.